Hi there! You're watching the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma, and today we're meeting in the studio and we're going to transplant this, what many people might call a Christmas cactus, but it's actually a Thanksgiving cactus. We'll talk a little bit about the differences between the different cactuses, and we'll just get her planted up. This is the last holiday plant that I need to take care of for the winter. So we've done amaryllis, we've done, what else did we do? Poinsettias, and now we're doing the Christmas cactus. By the way, the poinsettia that I was waiting for the decorative leaf bracts to die away so I could cut them back, they still look absolutely beautiful. Here it is, almost to the end of February, still full of color, still holding structure. I have not watered it in a month, and it's just like hanging out. So, it's not wilted, nothing. Just like the most bizarre thing, because usually they're super finicky. But she's loving her life where she's living, so I'm just letting her continue on. Anyway, so it's real typical for us to get these these plants in a little container with a little decorative sleeve during the Christmas holiday season. This one has actually been in her container, or I don't know how long she's been in her container. I've owned this plant for 2 years. This was actually in my office at the cemetery, and the new manager didn't want to keep the plants, and so I brought all my plants home, which is perfectly fine with me. I think I had five plants I brought home. So this one needs to get transplanted, and I'm putting it in this container. I have another Thanksgiving cactus in a container exactly like this. They do have drainage holes, but it's the drip dish is connected, so there's no drainage on the bottom. But I can water it from the bottom if I wanted to. I haven't found that that's really necessary for these cacti. So, what is the difference between the different types of holiday cacti? This one is a Thanksgiving cactus, and you can tell because how pointy all of the leaves are. Okay? Now, the Christmas cactus has a much more scalloped leaf. And then the Easter cactus has a much more rounded and very subtle leaf margin. They all behave the same. The Christmas and Thanksgiving cacti typically need shorter days to activate their bloom cycle. And then the Thanksgiving or the Easter one, I guess longer days maybe. This definitely blooms at Christmas and Thanksgiving. So it blooms red. It was in full bloom at Thanksgiving, and then it was sporadically blooming still at Christmas. It's done blooming, so I think it'll be happy. It's got roots coming out the bottom. Definitely wants to spread out a little bit. You can see how great she's doing. She's had indirect light for the last 2 years, and I basically just let it dry out in between watering, and then give it a good drink and leave it alone until it dries out again. They typically do great when they're root bound. They're pretty easy peasy kind of plants to grow. I will say though that if you do let them dry out to the point where they're disected, meaning the leaves have like totally shrunk down, there's no flesh, like plumpness in their leaf anymore, they get the cells in their leaves get really weak pretty quickly, and they don't bounce back, and so then they'll kind of become transparent and limp, and then they will start kind of like falling apart really easily. I have a Christmas cactus. No, it's an Easter cactus that was my grandmother's, and it's super sensitive. So if you barely touch it, segments of the leaf will fall off. And in the wild, that's how these would propagate. Little segments of the leaf would fall off, and then in the bottom, the segment that broke off here would create roots and root end or whatever it fell on. All right, so I just use oh, where is it? I use a succulent and cactus mix. Well, I'll look at this. Sometimes I'll mix it with a regular potting soil to help it hold a little bit more moisture, because the Christmas cactuses tend to act a little bit more like a houseplant than a cactus. Let's take a look at what it looks like in here. It's got a lot of perlite and some bark. So I think I will just go ahead and mix it in with some potting soil that I have left over from another project. So more cactus mix than potting soil. I probably should have showed you, but there's probably like 2 cups of potting soil in here. Okay. And that'll just help hang on to a little bit more moisture than the cactus and succulent mix would. Alright, so then I'm just gonna pour that in here. I'll take her out of here. Not terribly root bound, so I don't really want to mess with her roots too much. I'll just pop it in just like this. So there's a couple of dried leaves at the top. Okay. easy peasy. I don't typically put any fertilizer in these until like September. And then I start giving them a little extra nutrition so that they can bloom. We'll water it in. And that's about it. And she'll just go on the shelf above our desk in the living room with the rest of all of the different cacti. So I have all three: Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving. So I have them blooming at all different times of the year, and it's kind of fun. But overall, most of the year, they just kind of have this green, very like segmented, strong structure, which is great. I enjoy them. They're really easy to take care of, and sometimes it might be a little bit late in the year, but right after Christmas or coming into Easter, really, you might see these for sale. More of them for sale, especially, you know, in the little fancy sleeves. And then if you wait until after the holiday and they have them, they'll be clearanced. So I highly recommend trying them out. They typically bloom red, white, and purples. Those are the colors that you're going to find more often than any other color. Sometimes you'll get like a salmon, like this color. But I don't think I have any of that color. Although, this is the color of the year, so maybe I'll find one that color. Seems a very Eastery color, but my Easter cactus blooms white with a magenta throat. So, that's it. That's what we have going on today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're having a wonderful weekend, and you're celebrating your life, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.